Which article of the Constitution of Indian Republic relates to the protection of life and personal liberty? A. Article 19. B. Article 21. C. Article 20. D. Article 22. Ans. B. In which article of Indian Constitution doctrine of due process of law is included? A. 11. B. 16. C. 21. D. 26. Ans. C. Which article of the Indian Constitution protects persons' right to travel abroad? A. 14. B. 19. C. 21. D. None of the above. Ans. C. Identify the incorrect statement regarding judicial interpretation of Article 21 after Supreme Court's verdict in Menka Gandhi case. 1978. A. The burden lies on the petitioner to prove that the procedure established by law which deprives him of his life or personal liberty is arbitrary. B. Procedure established by law is by and large synonymous with the procedural due process as prevalent in the USA. C. Articles 21, 19 and 14 are not mutually exclusive. D. The right to life includes the right to live with dignity. A. Question not attempted. Ans. A. Which of the following has been recognized as a fundamental right by the Supreme Court of India? A. Right to shelter. 2. Right to travel abroad. 3. Right to equal pay for equal work. Select the correct answer from the code given below. Code A. 1 and 2. B. 2 and 3. C. 1 and 3. D. 1, 2 and 3. Ans. D. Which one of the following rights is available under Article 19? 1. D. Read with Article 21. A. Right to travel abroad. B. Right to shelter. C. Right to privacy. D. Right to information. Ans. C. Right to privacy is protected as an intrinsic part of right to life and personal liberty. Which of the following in the Constitution of India correctly and appropriately imply the above statement? A. Article 14 and the provisions under the 42 Amendment to the Constitution. B. Article 17 and the Directive Principles of State Policy in Part-3. C. Article 21 and the freedoms guaranteed in Part-3. D. Article 24 in the provisions under the 44 Amendment to the Constitution. Ans. C. Right to privacy is protected under which article of the Constitution of India? A. Article 15. B. Article 19. C. Article 21. D. Article 29. Ans. C. Which article of the Constitution of India safeguards one's right to marry the person of one's choice? A. Article 19. B. Article 21. C. Article 25. D. Article 25. Ans. B. Which one of the following does not fall within the purview of Article 21 of the Constitution? A. Medical aid to injure by a doctor. B. Sexual harassment of women at workplace. C. Pollution of the quality of water. D. Capital punishment. Ans. D. Which one of the following rights cannot be suspended or restricted even during national emergency? A. Right to reside and settle in any part of the country. B. Right to life and personal liberty. C. Right to move freely throughout the territory of India. D. Right to carry on any profession or business. Ans. B. The scope of the Article 21 of the Constitution was expanded to include right to education, because of the decision of Supreme Court in the case A. Unni Krishnan v. S. Andhra Pradesh. B. Govind v. S. State of Madhya Pradesh. C. Parmanand Katara v. S. Union of India. D. Chameli Singh v. S. State of Uttar Pradesh. Ans. A. Right to education to all children between the age group of 6 to 14 years is A. Included in the Directive Principles of State Policy. B. A fundamental right. C. A statutory right. D. None of the above. Ans. B. When was the right to education added through the amendment in the Constitution of India? A. The 1st of April 2010. B. The 1st of August 2010. C. The 1st of October 2010. D. The 1st of December 2010. Ans. A. Which one of the following is a human right as well as a fundamental right under the Constitution of India? A. Right to information. B. Right to work. C. Right to education. D. Right to housing. Ans. C. Assertion. A. The state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of the age group of 6 to 14 years. Reason. R. In a democratic society, right to education is indispensable in the interpretation of the right to development as a human right in the context of above statements. Select the correct answer. Code. A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, but R is false. D. R is true, but A is true. Ans. A. Which of the following are envisaged by the right against exploitation in the Constitution of India? 1. Prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. 2. Abolition of untouchability. 3. Protection of the interests of minorities. 4. Prohibition of employment of children in factories and mines. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1, 2 and 4 only. B. 2, 3 and 4 only. C. 1 and 4 only. D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Ans. C. Which provision of the fundamental rights is directly related to the exploitation of children? A. Art. 17. B. Art. 19. C. Art. 23. D. Art. 24. Ans. D. Article 24 of the Constitution of India prohibits the employment of child in factories related to hazardous works. Such prohibition is A. Absolute prohibition. B. Partial prohibition. C. Reasonable prohibition. D. Moral prohibition. Ans. A. Which of the following is not a part of the Article 20 of the Constitution of India? A. Double jeopardy clause. B. Ex post facto law. C. Prohibition against torture. D. Prohibition against self-incrimination. Ans. C. Which article under the fundamental rights is directly related to the exploitation of children? A. Article 19. B. Article 17. C. Article 23. D. Article 24. Ans. D. Which one of the following articles of the Constitution deals with the fundamental rights related to the exploitation of children? A. 17. B. 19. C. 24. D. 25. Ans. C. Child rights are protected in Article of ICCPR. A. 35. B. 24. C. 21. D. 23. Ans. B. Which article of the Constitution provides protection to the accused regarding conviction from double bar and self-incrimination? A. Article 19. B. Article 22. C. Article 21. D. Article 20. Ans. D.